So you've always wanted to be an actress or an actor. You've always wanted to cut your hair, dye your hair, do a crazy hairstyle. You've always wanted to dress a particular way. You've always wanted to do, just something very weird or strange and all that. But you've never actually done it. Why? That's what we are going to be talking about today. The confidence to do something or to be someone who you actually want to be. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, I'm April and I'm back with another video. Today I wanted to just, have a sit down talk with you guys because I've realized that it's been a while since we've had, just a simple plain conversation about an interesting topic. And I also realized that a number of you guys actually asked me before to talk about confidence, self-worth, self-love, all that good shiz. And I just never got around to actually talk on the topic. And I mean, it's a new year and a lot of us have made resolutions that concern, self-confidence, self-realization, self-discovery, building on yourself, working on yourself and all that. And confidence is one of the biggest factors, that would push you to exceed all odds and to do better for yourself in whatever aspects, whether it's school, whether it's work, whether it's your extracurricular activities, whatever. So yeah, I thought that talking on this topic would be very, very useful and I suppose maybe interesting. So this is just a light-hearted, conversation. I'm just going to be, talking. And if you guys enjoy such formats of videos, then of course tell me in the comment section down below. I think the very first thing that I would like to point out is of course that no one is born confident. There are some people who I think are naturally assertive and they are go-getters and they just have these kind of bright personalities which can make it look like they're confident or they could actually be confident. So when I say confident, I mean basically someone who on the outside seems to have his or his stuff put together. Like the person doesn't seem scared of anything. The person doesn't seem to care about anybody's opinions. The person stands up for himself. The person doesn't feel like he or she needs to please anyone or to do anything for anybody else other than themselves in a good way. When we talk about something like confidence, it can be developed. You understand? It can be developed with time. It can be built. It's not something that's, how should I say? Like, I wouldn't say that, okay, so you are just not a confident person and you can never be a confident person and that's just about it. Honestly, no, I think it's actually very, very easy to fake confidence. And I'm saying this from personal experience because this is what happened to me. I was that kind of person. By personality, I am quite outspoken, assertive, I'm quite bossy and all that. Yes, that is true. But I developed confidence because at a particular point in my life, I wouldn't say that I was shy or anything like that, but I did care a lot about what people said. I did care a lot about being judged. I did care a lot about, doing certain things, even though I wanted to do them. So I'm talking about a situation where there were things that I really wanted to do, right? And then it's like, oh my goodness, like, what if I do this and people will laugh at me, right? And I was especially like that in primary school. So, I would just be there, right? And then I would be like, I want to do this, I want to do that. And of course, we're talking about activities. Like when it comes to exhibiting confidence, it can be in so many different ways. So some people, for example, are not confident enough to speak up. They can't stand up for themselves or they can't speak in class. Same thing also applies to dressing. I think there are a lot of people, a lot of girls especially, even though to be fair, it also applies to boys who, they want to dress a particular way or they want to do a particular hairstyle. Guys, this really hits me. This really hits me. The hairstyle thing. Hey, it's so true. So true. So I've cut my hair, as you guys can see. And I'm not denying that now a lot of girls are cutting their hair. But I got so many DMs on Instagram when I cut my hair from a lot of girls who are like, oh my goodness, like I've really wanted to cut my hair for like a while, but I just like I'm just like I'm scared I'm going to look bad, you know, I'm scared of what people say, like I just don't have the confidence to do it. So I think the very first thing here, right, is figuring out really why you cannot do what you want to do. So this is crucial. Like this is like very, very, very important. Like why are you not doing the thing that you really want to do? What's the problem? What is the issue? And I don't think that classifying someone as confident necessarily means that the person is confident in everything. I think that people's confidence can show up at very different times. I think it depends on the person, right? I think it depends on their activity or whatever aspects in their lives that we are talking about. But then on the other hand, so there are some people who are generally not confident. So you can see it from their whole persona that, you know, they are not sure of themselves. Sometimes they are shy, although not all shy people are, you know, not confident. So basically what I'm just trying to say is that I think that you should get to the root of the problem. You know, it depends on what it is. So if let's just go back to the basics. If you want to dye your hair green, okay, you want to dye your hair green, bright green, it stands out, all that, and you know, you are not doing that. Like you're not doing that. It's something that maybe you've always wanted to do, but then you're not doing that. So I think you should just ask yourself, why are you not doing it? Like, what is the reason? If the reason is legitimate in the sense that you don't think it's the best time right now, or you're just too lazy, which is a whole other conversation, right? Being lazy to do things that you actually want to do. Really? Yeah, but yeah, if there's a legitimate reason, that's fine. But if it's because I'm scared of what other people will say about me, I'm scared of how people will see me, right? Even though that can be healthy in one way or another, or I'm scared that I would look a particular way that I wouldn't want to look. It all generally hinges down when it comes to like being confident. Like it all hinges down to what other people think of you. A lot of the time we are just scared that people are going to see us a certain way, or people are going to laugh at us or mock us, or you know, we are going to get embarrassed. Primarily, of course, the fault here would be people. It could be anyone, friends, classmates, teachers, parents. And yeah, when it comes to like family members and parents, I just want to like say something here, because in Ghana there is this thing, and for me, in my opinion, it's really, really bad, where children are stifled so much growing up that they become very feeble. They are not able to express themselves, and you know, in general, they just lack confidence. So they are always stifled down, they are always put down, their opinions are always, a lot of parents in Ghana make it clear that like your opinion doesn't matter, what you want doesn't matter, how you want to look doesn't matter, how you want to express yourself or the activities that you want to do don't matter. And in fact, even children are sometimes seen as property. So like, I'm the parent and you are going to do what I say you are going to do. And honestly, if you are a child and this is how you are brought up and it's consistent and it's made clear to you that you don't have a voice, at the end of the day, naturally your self-esteem and your self-confidence comes down. You know, you are not able to properly express yourself. You are not able to take a step to do something that you really wanted to do or that you really want to do, because your whole life, you know, you have been told that those things don't matter, or your whole life you have been brought down and you have been told to keep quiet and to generally not think for yourself, or to generally not even want things for yourself. You know, so in your heart you might want so many things. Maybe you might want to climb Mount Everest, which is of course a bit crazy, like that's on the crazier side, right? But there are just so many things that you might want to do, and you just cannot do them because there is this mental block in your head that has to do with other people and their opinions. You know, from one perspective, I think it's important to take into consideration what other people would think of you, especially if you want to portray a particular perception, you understand? So if you want to come off as someone who is stiff, proper, someone who is, you know, a typical work kind of person who is very, very, you know, put together and all that, then of course you would have to do certain things which match up to that. Again, it depends on the sphere that you're in, the kind of perception you want to create. So it's important to have that. But at the same time, I think it's also important to experiment. And I think it's also important to do what you would like to do. The thing is that, guys, you only live once. Keep that in mind. You only live once. If your whole life you're going to be worried about what your parents think, what your friends think, what society thinks, at the end of the day, you are not going to be happy, because you would never get to do what you want to do because of other people. So sometimes, like I said, there are legitimate reasons for not doing certain things that you want to do. I'm sorry if you have to keep your job, and because you have to keep your job, you can't have green hair. Maybe you should not have green hair. So sometimes there are legitimate reasons. But on the other hand too, you know, if you want to wear that short skirts one day in your life, you know, no one's gonna die. Do you feel me? Like, and also, I think once you realize what it is that you want to do, I think you can find an occasion or a particular time to do whatever it is that you want to do, right? If we are talking still about the green hair thing, now there are particular dyes which are just for a day that you can just wash out the following day, okay? So you don't have to walk around with green hair for a month, right? So if that is what it is, then I suggest, like, you first of all gather up the courage to go to a party. If you are not the party person, then gather up that courage and go to a party or go for some get together or something like that. And on that particular day, or go to the club. I think the club is also a good example. And on that particular day, dye your hair green. Just for that day. Loosen up, have fun, and figure out by the end of that night if you enjoyed the experience. So it really is just about opportunity. It really just is about considering what is preventing you from doing what it is that you want to do. And it really just is about letting go, whether it is for a couple of hours, for a day, for 2 days, for a week, and doing that thing that you've always been kind of scared of doing. Once you start that, it just starts coming. Like, it starts coming. Once you get the confidence to do one thing that you've always been scared to do, trust me, you will soon start getting the confidence to do other things that you've always wanted to do. And with time, you know, that expands to other aspects, and then you start building your confidence of doing stuff. You start building your general confidence, you know, you start thinking less about other people's opinions, you start sticking to what you say, like you start believing in your opinions and believing in what you want for yourself, and that just creates an aura of confidence around you. Forget about other people at the end of the day and think about yourself and what you really want. And you know what's going to happen is going to happen, but at least you're not going to have any what if. Do you feel me? Like, you're not going to have this what if I did it, or what if in my 20s I got to do this. Now I'm 50, I never got the opportunity to do it in my 20s, and I might never get the opportunity to do this thing again, and then you just die with regrets. So trust me, it's better to do that thing. It's better to get out of your comfort zone at least once in a particular sphere, and then you see where it takes you. So be confident in this new year, because this 2021 we are hoping is going to be the year of good things, right? And I hope to see you guys next time on my channel. But for now, I'm just saying goodbye.